Was it important to dominate? Yes.
What a block by Russell!
One thing that you want to do to your opponents is to make them think, make them know they can't win.
For 13 seasons, Bill Russell dominated his opponents both physically and psychologically. He left them demoralized with his uncanny shot blocking. In the process, he revolutionized the center position and brought a new dimension to the game.
Other than his animal intensity that he brought to the game, his speed and quickness in those days, I mean, it was like a man playing with boys.
Everybody was just afraid of Russell, including the guys who were shooting from outside when they wanted to go in and take a layup. They knew they were not going to get a layup, so they would stop short and take a jump shot. I mean, he just intimidated people.
Now, what I got to do now is come in here. Now,
that is what is called intimidation.
Part of that reputation is based on psychic. As a player, when you challenge him, you know, you think about the reputation and you have to change, automatically change your shot.
Fast break, West all alone. Look at Russell come down. And what a play by Russell!
We shut a guy down or block a guy's shot and say, yes, we did that to you. If you come back, we'll do it again. If you come back again, we'll do it another time. So you'll have to try something else to do. That won't work.
Russell started at the University of San Francisco with 2 national titles. He was drafted by the St. Louis Hawks in 1956, but Red Auerbach engineered a trade that brought him to the Boston Celtics.
We primarily made the team win. The name of the game is to win. We're not interested in stats. Just worry, did we win or did we lose? And what can you contribute to winning or losing?
And Russell would immediately help the Celtics win, just what the team was lacking.
He was the round peg that simply fit the round hole that we needed so desperately. Both offensively and defensively, he gave new dimensions to what we were doing out there.
But it wasn't just Bill's talent that was reviving the Celtics. It was also his mindset. The confidence and intensity he brought to every game was rubbing off on the entire team.
He thought he was so good and that we should win every single game that he played in.
I believe he had a neurotic need to be great. I mean, his whole life depended on whether he won or not.
Well, I might say that Russell wants to win this thing so bad he can taste it, and that was a mark of how much he wants to win it.
I decided early in my career, the only really important thing was to try to win every game. What do I have to do to make sure that we're going to win? Because I accepted responsibility that I had to make sure that we won.
And he took that responsibility seriously, which is apparent each time he came to the arena.
Russell used to become physically ill before every ball game. If we heard that he wasn't ill that particular night, Red Auerbach would stand up and say, Russ, go into the men's room and throw up, because that was the key, that Russell emotionally was into the ball game, and that's how much he gave of himself to win.
But as Russell tried to lead the Celtics to greatness, there would be one huge obstacle standing in his way: the awesome Wilt Chamberlain. Their matchup developed into one of the fiercest rivalries in the history of any sport.
It was a classic confrontation. The greatest offensive player ever and the greatest defensive player. And the road to the championship always went through those two teams.
Though Wilt had the greater individual stats, it was Russell and the team-oriented Celtics who prevailed as champions.
The desire to win championship was at a high level, and we maintained that.
It's all over. The Boston Celtics are once again the world champions.
For that one brief moment, you know that you're the best on the planet.
Boston won 9 NBA titles in Russell's first 10 seasons under coach Red Auerbach. But in 1966, Auerbach retired and Bill was named player coach.
What better way to motivate Bill Russell, the player, than Bill Russell, the coach?
I don't anticipate any problems with the guys, because one thing that we've always had in the Celtics is mutual respect. And we think that's the most necessary ingredient for winning competition.